Good day, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. And hello, TF2 people. We meet again. How you doing? Have you enjoyed the summer update? Have you enjoyed all the new maps and Saxton Health? I hope you haven't had too many problems with bots and whatnot. Anyway, let's just get straight to the point. So, a good few months ago, when we were anticipating the arrival of the summer update, I encouraged people to consider taking a look at the likes of the workshop and get a good look at all the potential new content that could be coming out. And I also suggested to you, why not offer some nice comments, vote for the things that you like and whatnot. So in short, we're basically going to have another quick little snapshot for what could potentially be accepted in the next upcoming update. That would be Scream Fortress, also known as, TF2 Halloween. So the Halloween update is going to be next month. We usually expect it at the beginning of October at some point. So make sure, you got all your things nice and ready. I guess you might have got your cases just in, nice and prepared, because a lot of people do like to open cases during Halloween. There's a lot of bonus content when you open cases during the event, such as you get Unusualifiers and whatnot. So it's, a whole lot more, what's the word to say? You don't lose so much money. Yeah, that's the best way of saying it. A better chance to make a profit. So a lot of people very likely are already hoarding their cosmetic cases. Maybe you could consider investing into them, because maybe, just maybe, we might have a god tier effect this time. Maybe! Well, you got to look. You got to see if there's a possibility of it happening anyway. So we're going to jump straight in. We're going to talk about how you can find the workshop, and we're going to talk about how you can find certain, things such as unusual effects, hats, cosmetics, specifically for certain classes maybe. You get the idea. So let's just quickly move on now. So if we just quickly hop over to here, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So imagine if I'm on the community market and I want to go to the TF2 Workshop. Well, if I just hover over community, as you can tell, I'm on browser, so I'm on Chrome at the moment. This applies to pretty much every single browser. So hover over community and click Workshop. And all you're going to do is go to here and search for Team Fortress 2. It's as simple as that. Click the suggestion, and here we are. This is the TF2 Workshop. Now, if you want to be aware of this, if you scroll down, the accepted section is here. So this is all the most recent accepted content, all right? So if you want to give a good look at that, that's fine. But what we want to do is we want to go over to here and hover over to items and click that. So this is all the new content that's been provided by all the content creators, the workshop people. I don't know what the correct term would be for them, but yeah, I'm sure you get the idea. So yes, consider giving this a good look. Now by default, it'll always be on most popular. So if you want, you could look at most recent, to be aware of all the newest content that's only just been uploaded by the various different people. As you can see, we've got unusual effects, taunt effects, we've got cosmetics, war paints, we've got what's that? It looks to be a cosmetic there. Yep. Very nice. And you actually also see some people offering some fixes and whatnot. But anyway, we want to specifically look for content that is for Halloween, where if you just look to the right here, we have many tags that we can filter with. Here we can see Halloween, so I click that, and now I'm only going to see content that is supposed to be or intended for the Halloween update. So here you go. Now, if I want to be a little bit more refined, maybe I only want to look at headgear, for example. So now we're looking at only cosmetics, or more specifically, the headgear. I'm not sure if it's going to show you full body stuff as well. That's a little bit awkward. So, just kind of look at this and then also look at without it, and then maybe you'll see some things. But just be aware that as you look at through all the likes of the cosmetics and whatnot, which I already have a batch here that we can look at. So, like Tomorrow's Dough, cool looking hat right there. What you might notice is, at the bottom of a workshop page, there might be a collection, and if you click it, you might realise, well, hang on a minute, this appears to be produced as like a group. So, that hat wasn't all by itself. What you also have here is the body gear. So, do consider looking at the likes of that. There are sets that are out there. So, yeah, we also have the likes of Stargazer for Demo Man. That looks pretty cool. Yes, you're going to see a lot of very goofy, weird, silly ideas for Halloween. Halloween tends to be the most lenient for cosmetics. So, if you never really saw that much hair cosmetics for Scout, trust me, you're very likely going to see it for Halloween. So, yeah, I mean, in more recent years, there's definitely been a lot of more goofy things for Scout's hair and whatnot. In fact, for all the classes, to be honest, over the years, it's just been getting more and more and more lenient. So, yeah. And if you just look down at the bottom, of course, there's another collection link. So we'll see that, yes, there's a whole batch of skin, it's cosmetics there. Sorry, I talk about another game a lot, and I always refer to everything as skins, but I guess you could call it that, but not really. And, yeah, so just take a look at all of the interesting cosmetics that you can find. Goofy, bald medic right there. Comes in various different potential colours, depending if you have the paint, So, yeah, consider looking at all the things out there, but remember, if you happen to like it and you think, you know what, that looks really cool, perfect for the likes of Halloween, I reckon that should be accepted, I reckon that's got a good chance, consider voting yes. If you don't like it, maybe consider voting no, but at the end of the day, if you like it or if you think it could be a little bit better, why not consider offering a comment? You know, constructive criticism's totally fine, just be nice, concise and straight to the point. Keep those content creators motivated, workshop creators. I don't know how to refer to them. I'm very sorry. But yeah, just take a look. You know, there's plenty out there. You just kind of have to have the time and just look for the things. And yeah, so what I'll probably do is, for everything that I've looked at today in this video, I'll actually put it in the bottom, maybe in the description of this video, so you could go through and have a look at all the things yourself. And yeah, you know, you can go to the workshop yourself and look at everything yourself and judge it all you want. But we've still got another 3 weeks of uploads to happen, and usually it's led to be believed that about a week before the actual release is when all the content is selected, it's picked. So that's not a guarantee, but basically, by the end of September, that's probably the best time to really get a good look at everything, and then, yeah, start questioning what potentially has the best chances of being accepted. But please remember, just because it was recent doesn't necessarily mean it's guaranteed to be appearing. There's been a lot of content from previous years which have been accepted in recent updates. But here you can see I'm looking at the likes of sets right here. So Sheriff for Scorching Sands. We've got the Super Soldier. I should sit here and say thank you very much to Trackma for showing me some suggestions for cosmetics and sets to show off. He also did the thumbnail for this video. So once again, thank you very much, Trackma. Maybe I should also link your YouTube in the description as well. So I'll make sure to do that. But yeah, loads of very goofy, silly ideas, perfectly fine Halloween ideas. It's generally a good mix of everything. Sometimes it's a little bit over the top. Look, come on. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's the perfect Halloween costume. Indeed, yes. But, anyway. So those were cosmetics. Feel free to go ahead and look through the workshop yourself, find some things that you like, vote for the things that you like. It's not too hard. No, it's oh wait, because it's a collection. You can't vote yes in the collection. You have to actually vote yes for the specific cosmetic. There you go. I was a little bit confused there. Well, now you know. So aside from this, what else can we look forward to? Unusual hat effects. So, here we are. Get a good look at that. Well, actually, first of all, we should probably guide you to be able to, you know, find them. So what I'll do is we'll just go over to here. So you see how we have headgear in Halloween. We could also select Unusual Effect. And now we're seeing all the unusual hat effects that have been uploaded somewhat recently. Again, you have to make sure what you're searching for. You know, some people by default might have most popular, and you might fail to realise that some of the effects that you're looking at might have been submitted maybe a year or two ago. So if you care more about looking at the most recent content, make sure that you're actually searching for most recent. And just, you know, go through it all, have a look. Look at all the content that's been uploaded somewhat recently. Remember, not every single effect is going to be absolutely... It's still there! It's still there. Why is this still there? Anyway, what I was trying to point out is that not every single effect that's going to be accepted. Well, clearly it's a favourite. It's not going to get accepted. Please go ahead and take a look at all the effects that you can. if you happen to like it, if you think it's perfectly in theme for Halloween and whatnot, vote for it. Show your support and whatnot. Please don't show support for John Hina. That's not a god tier effect. Don't try. But what you'll also notice is some of the effects that were like intended for the summer also get put towards Halloween. That's something that's fairly common. Like a lot of the workshop creators will basically tag their stuff with everything, just in hopes to see it being accepted. But we have seen some effects and whatnot that are originally intended for the likes of Christmas end up being accepted in a summer case. So maybe you might see something that was made for the summer quite some time back actually being accepted for Halloween. Who knows? It could happen though. Don't be surprised by that. So yeah, just go through all of that and try and keep an eye on the things that, potentially have a much better chance in being accepted. So this looks pretty cool, but this came out a year ago. So remember what I said. You're going to see a lot of things that came out or were produced quite some time back. But hey, you can't rule out the possibility that some effects that are made a good couple years ago might potentially be accepted in this year's TF2 Halloween. All right? Oh god, what have I just done? No, I just saw a man. That wasn't intended. That was a very weird thing that happened there. Anyway, so I thought I could show you some effects. Once again, thank you to Mr. Trackmer for suggesting me some ideas and whatnot. So, yep, this is the Wand Wielder, a magic-themed effect, which, I'll be honest with you, I think would be perfectly suitable for the likes of Halloween. So yes, I will put an effort in to try and show off, or at least link in the description of this video, all the content that we've looked at today. And yeah, just consider looking around, try and find some things that you think would be perfectly suitable for Halloween. Lure of the Deep looks really cool, like an anglerfish type of effect design and whatnot. That looks nice. It's perfectly tame. Remember, not every single effect is going to be out of this world, god tier, absolutely amazing. Sometimes we will, of course, see quite a lot of mid-tier effects. No, that is basically expected to happen. You're going to see some effects that aren't essentially stupidly amazing, but, when you're opening cases and whatnot, you can't always be guaranteed to be super successful. You got to have like a goofy smoking or bubbling tear effect. So something like that very likely could be accepted. If you think that potentially might be one of them, that would be better. But yeah, cool looking idea there. Then we got the likes of Menacing Mania. Oh wow. So yeah, god tier effects. I'm not the best in terms of being able to tell what would be considered a god tier effect, but anything that's rather big, noticeable, stand out, tends to work out quite nicely. That right there, probably just higher tier maybe. It's cool, but I'm not the one to really ask. I could sit here and say many of the effects that I've seen today are really nice, but it's it's going to take more than one individual to figure all of that out. And of course, demand and whatnot. Are people going to be like essentially chasing after it? And that, of course, if we do see something that is very in demand, we will see the likes of cases going up in price. So that'll be something we'll talk about at the very end. So let's just keep going through all of these. So we've also got the likes of the Crown of Cinder, which looks really nice. So if you happen to like any of the content that we've seen, or something that you yourself have seen, maybe even consider following the authors, yeah, because in the future they very likely will be making some very interesting content again. There's many more updates to happen, so yeah, consider following all of them, keeping an eye on all their new content, and yeah, be there to support them, because if they're putting out very good works, they're very likely going to do it again. All right, so Sailor Moon. Yep, okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of moon-style effect being accepted for Halloween. They tend to be fairly successful, so that's why I've shown quite a decent amount. But I did like this one. I like the Australian Wraith. That looks pretty cool. Is it big enough to be considered god tier? I don't think so. I'm not sure. It's pretty goofy though, but Right, shall we move on to the likes of Taunt Effects? So yes, there's a fairly decent chance that if we get some very, very, very good taunt effects being accepted, the likes of Unusualifiers could go up in price. Now, please do not forget, during Halloween, when you open cosmetic cases, there's a very good chance you might get some extra content with every time you open a case, such as Unusualifiers. Therefore, it's probably much better to open cases during this period of time, because you're much less likely to lose, money. So yeah, consider that. And if we do have very good taunt effects being accepted, then people are definitely going to be vying for the likes of these those Unusualifiers. Because sorry, I lost my mind a little bit there. If we have very good taunt effects being released for Halloween, loads of people will be wanting to get the Unusualifiers and try their best to get very good effects on certain taunts and whatnot. So yeah, I'm sure you get the idea. Sorry, I kind of lost myself a little bit there. I was entranced by the effects. But yeah, consider going through all of the workshop. Now, again, Hedge, hang on a minute. You didn't actually show how to look for it. So we'll go back and do that. So if we just kind of clear this up a bit, so if we remove headgear, we currently have Halloween and Unusual Effect. What we should do now is click Taunt. And now I'm looking at all of the unusual taunt effects that have been most recently uploaded, it seems. So that's how you search for it. Again, you don't have to search for most recent. You could click most popular. You are very likely going to be seeing some effects that were made a couple years ago. But then again, that still is a very good potential in being accepted. So anyway, moving on, back over to here. We just saw the Nocturnal Nexus. Why don't we take a look at the likes of the Telekinesis? So yeah, there's going to be plenty of goofy, silly ideas that get accepted, but remember, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes. Maybe even consider following the people that made these effects and whatnot. And then lastly, I do have a very nice looking effect here that reminds me of a certain something, and it is connected. So what we see here is the Dark Twilight. Now, if you're not that impressed, let me just give you a little heads up. It appears this was made by the guy that had what was it called? Like Eldritch Moon and its counterparts. Yeah, this is made by the same guy that made that Unusual Effect. And I'd know because I have a very cool looking Lucky Cat hat. If we just look over to here, yep, I have the Eldritch Opening. It's not Eldritch Moon, so yeah, I'm a bit stupid, but yeah. If I could just quickly show the hat. Yep, I've showed it off before. Very nice. Apparently it's god tier and makes it very valuable. If anybody wants to consider making an offer for it, feel free to message me and whatnot. I'm actually willing to sell if a good offer appears. I just don't fully know what it's actually worth, so that's a bit of a problem. I'm also not really looking for other hats. I'd rather just get keys or maybe a CSGO knife or two. So, yeah. Anyway, back over to here. So, yeah. If we do get potentially a very, 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 very good taunt effect, then yes, Unusualifiers very likely will be very in demand and be somewhat valuable. Increased in demand, increase in price. So, yeah, very nice, very cool. Right, so with the likes of Unusual Taunts, you should be aware that we very likely could get new taunts. So I removed the Unusual Effect tag there. Now we're looking more specifically for taunts. So you can see here we've got the likes of the Wanted Gunslinger, we've got Savvy Schematics, you got the Whacker Spy. So yeah, usually for every big update, every big TF2 update, we also tend to see new taunts being introduced. So here we have some, yep, so here's the Wanted Gunslinger, and yep, it's going to throw up in the sky and bang. Cool, very nice. So yeah, if you're looking for a new engineer taunt, consider taking a look at that. We also had the likes of Demaman doing a roar with his bottle because that's goofy. And then we also have a very cool looking Chiz taunt effect, where essentially every single class has their own special cheer. So they all hold a special cup and then make a toast and then drink. So yep, consider getting a good look at that. Every single class appears to have their own special taunt for it. So yep, very nice, very cool. And then we of course potentially could see the likes of Warpaint. So if we go back over to here, how are we going to find Warpaint? Well, we're going to remove taunt. Come on, go away, leave me alone. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look for Warpaint, which is just down here. Click that and there you go. Now at first glance, I'm not seeing a ton of like very spooky themed war paints, so don't be surprised if we were to have war paints being accepted for Halloween. We might see some war paints made from previous TF2 Halloweens and whatnot, but we do have some potential candidates here. Here's the magically mantled. Get a good look at that. A nice red and blue option there. Maybe that'll be like a blue grade. Nothing wrong with that. People do like it. So yeah, cool. And then you got the likes of the Bewitchingly Weird. Nicely spelt. And the more damaged it is, the more like colour seems to stand out. That's definitely a design choice that some workshop creators have been putting out somewhat recently. So yeah, get a good look at that. Then we have the likes of the Rune-Forged War Paint. And again, same thing. The more battle-scarred it is, the more blood, and the more noticeable the runes apparently look. So yeah, all nice and scratched. Get a good look at that. Pretty interesting looking design. And then we have the likes of Lichborn. Probably the best-looking spooky design that I saw that was, you know, more in reference to like Halloween and whatnot, like actually intended to be somewhat spooky, scary. So yeah, consider looking at those. I'll make sure to link them in the description. So you've got to go through all of these. There's a lot to go through. But if you're actively looking towards the likes of war paints and whatnot, yeah, pretty nice, pretty cool. And yeah. So, and again, you don't have to search for most recent. You can also look at most popular, and maybe something that was made for the likes of summer potentially gets accepted. Kind of wouldn't be surprised, but I would expect war paints more specifically intended for Halloween getting the better chance. So yeah. Then we have to talk about the cases, right? So I've just talked about maybe potentially we could see the likes of a God tier effect, and you know, that is our main hope as investors. So you might be fully aware that over the past maybe year or two, I've been talking very highly about the likes of the Tough Break cosmetic case and the Crimson Cash case, because they have the best chances in getting an all-class unusual. This has an 8 out of 10 chance, and one of the cosmetics, which isn't an all-class, just so happens to be the Wandering Wraith, misc, so that's good. Unusual misc. So yeah, quick switch is what I meant to say. Sorry, but you know what I was saying. Quick switch. So yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the cases that people very likely will be wanting to open if we happen to have very, very, very good effects. It also just so happens that one guy is using the Steam market as a storage, because he decided to put over 160,000 of these on the Steam market. Cool. I would believe that these would disappear if some very good effects did appear. So if we do see very good Halloween effects, yes, I wouldn't be surprised if this magically disappeared and then suddenly we only have about 30,000 of these on the Steam market. Now at the moment it's currently selling at 14 cents. Could it potentially go higher? There's a very good chance of it. But, you know, with that currently in the way, we might have a few problems. I'm considering, yes, but yeah, we'll move on from that. So this is definitely one of the go-to cases to open if you want to chase after new effects and get them on some pretty good all-class hats. And then of course we have the beloved Tough Break case. There's only so many of these left now. Now I will point this out. Back when we had the release of the summer update, when we got those new effects and whatnot, this really did go up in price. And then we had a massive batch of walls appearing, and then it suddenly stopped going up in price, and then it went back down again. So if you are one of those people who, of course, want to make some profits and whatnot, if you put up a big fat wall, like what happened with the summer, this isn't going to go up in price that much. You're effectively, what's the word to say? Putting a stop to even more potential profits for yourself. Are you wanting to do that? Because it doesn't sound very clever. So, yeah. Are you wanting to potentially ruin the maximum potential profits you could get? Please consider refraining from, you know, putting up a massive stack of quantity on the Steam market. Please try your best. But yeah, if you were to go back down to over to here, so we have the update here, July, yep. And we did get that very nice spike in demand, spike in price. and then it dropped off a fair bit, kind of stagnated for a while, but somewhat recently it has picked up again. We're getting close to Halloween, so people by default will be buying their cases earlier, because if you want to open cases during the Halloween event, trying to get some very cool new effects, it's much smarter to buy cases earlier before they really do start to go up in price. So if you only just started watching this video now, oh dear, it seems you've missed out. You're going to have to pay a little bit more now, but it's not too much difference. But overall, if you were to buy like 100 or 200, yeah, the difference is going to be felt a lot more. But there's only so many of these in circulation, and every year the quantity does go down and down and down and down. This Tough Break case very likely might be selling for a few dollars soon, and then every year after that it might go up by $1, up and up and up and up and up. Do you reckon this will actually reach $1 this year? It's currently sitting here at 66 cents. There is quite a fair bit of quantity here, but if we do see a God tier effect, that's getting bought out, and it easily will be going up, but fingers crossed. So, like I said, you do have to go ahead and keep an eye on the likes of all of these unusual effects and just cross your fingers and hope, you know what, maybe we just might see a new God tier effect and we all can be happy. I've got like 2,000 of these cases. It's ridiculous, but I've been waiting and holding out. I did buy them for a much cheaper price, so I'm all right. I'm good. And yeah, do not forget about the likes of description tags. So quite a lot of you very likely will be using the gargoyle to try and get as much Halloween cosmetics and whatnot. Well, the cheapest thing that you can buy that you can use with the gargoyle is description tags. And routinely every year for October, as you can see, this is October. Oh, that's November. But that's October. That's October. That's October. October. Yep. Basically, every October, you will see the likes of the description tag going up in price very nicely because people are buying them out to use them on the gargoyle. So, if that's something you might want to consider jumping into, the choice is yours. There's already quite a fat stack of these on there already, but it very likely could double in price. That is what usually happens. So, my best advice to you is don't buy too many. Maybe at best, maybe 50, because loads of other people do it. And yeah, they all start to unload all their stock on the Steam market the very second that they notice it going up in price, and then it doesn't really go up in price anymore. It's basically the same problems that we just saw the likes of the case there. And yeah, Voodoo-Cursed Souls. So I routinely buy these throughout the year at a cheaper price. At the beginning of the year, I'll look at them all and I'll put down another buy order on a different account. And if I were to go over to here real quickly, you can see that I've been quite successful in buying out a massive chunk of them. I've actually been buying them on 2 different accounts, so you might not be impressed with the amount there, but I definitely have more. Just know that. And I've bought them for a very cheap price. And the price that they're currently selling for is quite nice. But when we hit around October time, I'm pretty confident that they will be going up a fair bit higher. So we just look at like last year. That was October 2 years ago. That was selling for like $6. And then the one last... I don't know where I am. Hang on a minute. Oh, that actually might have been last year. Okay, so yeah, I'm very good with the timeline. Yeah, this went up to $6 last year. At the moment it's at 4, so what do you reckon? What are you going to do? Choice is yours, the choice is yours, but I've already prepared myself, and I'm going to be making quite a decent bit of profit. But I routinely am fully well prepared for the likes of this every year. I know how it usually works out. So, for you investors, it's a decision for you to make, but you definitely want to look at the past Octobers and see what their peak prices were, and then you can make the decision if it's potentially going to go even higher this year, and then consider what price you might want to buy them at. You don't have that much time left, to be honest. There's only so many weeks left until October. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Unusualifiers. So, with loads of people opening cases, more Unusualifiers will be found. They will be unboxed as an extra special treat, I guess you could say, with case openings. But if we do get very, very, very nice Unusual Taunt Effects, these could still potentially go up in price. With the recent summer update, I did notice some of these Unusualifiers going up in price. It didn't last for long, but they did go up in price a fair bit. There was demand. Suddenly people did actually want to buy them. But please be aware, between the middle of September until the Halloween update, We're not going to have anything like actively in place in TF2. That means the default effects will be opened again, and that very likely will bring down the price of the Unusualifiers again. But with new unusual effects, new taunt effects, that could easily go back up again. It's only going to be around like that for maybe 3 weeks, so don't worry about it too much. Just be careful with the be careful with the idea of buying them is what I wanted to get across to you. So I already have quite a lot. It's a bit of a problem. With new Unusualifiers, I wouldn't go too crazy on them. If you were wanting to try and get them earlier at a higher price, don't request too many, because they tend to lose their value pretty quickly. I am fully well aware of that, because I still have mine. So yeah. Yeah. Alright then, so sorry if I ummed and ahed, but I kind of got a little bit lost as well. But the main point is, the workshop's there. I've guided you through how to take a look at it and whatnot. You don't always have to look at most popular. You can look at most recent, and just show some support to the people that are putting out this very nice content. But the deadline very likely will be the end of this month, September. And so as long as you show your support, keep an eye on all the things. Maybe when it gets accepted, you already know what it looks like, and you have a good idea of what price you might want to offer for all the new content, whether it's a cosmetic or whether it's a nice unusual effect. Yeah, you get the idea. So, alright then, that's basically it. We're done. Which was your favourite? If anything, you could probably go to the workshop now, find something else, and feel free to link it in the comments, and we could take a look at it as well. So, do what you must. And if you are a content creator, thank you very much for putting out all of your creative ideas and whatnot. We do appreciate it, and best of luck to all of you. Best of luck to all the people that are invested into TF2 still. And yeah, if this doesn't work out very well, we still have Christmas! Yay! So yeah, I will be waiting for it. I probably will be doing a video if I do my buy-orders and whatnot. It's the usual routine thing. So once again, I'll sit here and say thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much if you watched this video as well. And with all that new content that I just saw today, I'll make an effort to make sure that I link it in the description for this video as well. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Best of luck to all of you. Enjoy TF2 and enjoy all the new content. Best of luck. See you later. Bye.